Greetings, beautiful people. It's your favorite Rasta, Marvin the Motivator. I hope you're all blessed. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're hydrated. Let's give thanks to the Most High for blessing us with another day of life. Take a moment, acknowledge it, appreciate it, and move forward making conscious decisions. You're here for a divine reason. You have a divine purpose. Push forward, look into yourself, and figure out what that purpose is. Now, listen, many of you guys know me as Marvin the Motivator, always inspiring you to, be your best you. Or you know me as Mr. Marvin, that counselor that's well loved and respected by all the students and all the parents. Or maybe you really, really know me, and you know Marvin Anderson, that son, that father, that co-worker, that friend. Or you know GT, always showing love, that cool community activist that's helped out so many households and so many families throughout this COVID pandemic. Or maybe you know that neighbor that's always looking out. But that's me. And let me tell you, I've been living with some pains and some grief. And the truth will set you free, and I need to speak my truth. I've been lying to you guys. You see, when you see me around and you ask me, yo, how's your daughter doing, man? How's everything? And I look at you and I smile and I say, everything's fine. She's getting big, beautiful, very smart. I've been lying. I've been lying to you guys. Her mom ran off with her 3 years ago. I don't know where they are. I don't have an address, no telephone numbers for anyone. And that's how it's been for 3 years. I'm gonna tell a story. Excuse me, guys, just thinking about talking about all this drama is making my throat dry. But I'm gonna tell a story about my life experience, or my experience in fatherhood and dealing with this particular person. And I hope my story can save some young man out there a lot of pain, a lot of grief, a lot of heartache, and a lot of mental torture. I also hope this message can be a motivation, an inspiration, and a deterrent for any woman out there who has the intentions of using a child as some sort of ammunition in a war that her own action creates, or poison a child's mind against the father who wants to be in the child's life. Now, I'd like to say, Savannah, wherever you are, if you hear this message, know that I love you. I'm not mad at you for how things have been or how things turned out. I don't blame you for anything. You're a child, and you were groomed and raised and nurtured to hate and dislike me, and to separate yourself from not only me, but everyone in my family that loves you. Your grandmother, your grandfather, your uncles, your Aunt Tanisha. We don't blame you. We're not mad at you. We love you. I think of you every day, all day, every day. Every day. I pray for you multiple times a day. I daydream. I have dreams about the day the two of us are reunited, and we can have that loving father-daughter relationship that we deserve to have. Anything that I discuss, It's not to slander the character of anyone. It's just to tell my truth because I need to be free. I need to be free from this. This is how I got here, guys. So I met this girl in high school, and I took a liking to her. So I was going above and beyond, Buzz Lightyear style, going in. If anybody could remember that girlfriend I had in high school from Park West that everybody used to say, "Oh man, that girl is so lucky she got you as a boyfriend. Wow, you get her everything. She's so spoiled. Oh my goodness, you really love this girl. I remember her when you get her everything. Oh my God, I remember her. She was nobody. That girl." Now, I met her, took a liking to her, so I'm just like going in, guys. When I say going in, like I'm picking her up in the morning, taking her to school, putting money in her pocket, I'm buying her clothes. I'm buying a whole lot of stuff. If anybody remember me in high school, y'all know. I'm buying every pair of Jordans that drop, all the fly outfits, and I'm buying them twice. Because she's walking next to me, and I'm dressing her up. I'm tutoring this girl. I'm doing essays, homework, all sorts of stuff, back to school shopping, going in. All the things the average young man wasn't doing. All right, cool. I'm young. I'm in it, headstrong, head first. And now, our high school, she went to a school down the block from my school, right? So throughout the relationship, people telling me, "Oh, she's cheating on you, she's cheating on you, she's cheating on you." I'm not believing it. Wolf in sheep's clothing, she's finessing me all the time. You look at this girl, think she's innocent? Nowhere near. So, we going through it, playing the game, the back and forth stuff. You know how that be, right? I really start seeing this girl true colors. Not only the disrespect towards me, but towards her own mother, right? Like crazy, wild disrespect. I'm talking about the works. Now, mind you, one day they had a crazy big fallout. She ends up at my house. And I'm just mentioning this part because it's going to come up later, right? In some of her actions, and you're going to see why it doesn't make any sense in a way, right? So, she now has this big fallout with the mom, ends up at my house. We all trying to figure out what's going on, what's the issue. She comes up with some story. Long story short, she got mommy issues, daddy issues, the whole nine, right? I'm going to stop right here. Now I'm going to highlight this point. Young people, when you find yourself in a relationship with someone with these type of, issues, mommy issues, daddy issues, and that type of thing, you love them, you be supportive, right? But always keep in mind and always remember, and don't allow yourself to become manipulated by their sad story, because there's no amount of attention you can give, there's no amount of money you can spend, there's no amount of love that you can channel in that direction that could fill those voids and compensate for those issues. Okay? So don't think by cashing out and doing the most you're doing anything, by being a yes man. No. Trust me, save yourself that pain. So now at this particular point, she has not only myself, but now my mom in the palm of her hands. So she's, if I was spoiling her before on my own, now she's really getting the works. And if anyone you guys know, my mother, Mrs. Anderson, hit the comments, rep it for Mama Anderson. Share your experience with Mama Anderson. She's the most loving woman you can ever meet. She's raised so many other people's children. She's in a league of her own. A real woman. Now, we playing this game. My mother's going in on her, buying her, treating her like a daughter, basically. Oh, giving her money, buying her stuff, getting her hair done, like everything. And this girl ain't taking no buses like that. She's going home in cabs, all sorts of stuff. To the point where her own mom now is reaching out to us like, you guys are doing way too much for this girl. You don't understand how evil she is. This girl is dangerous. You can't believe what like, the mother's basically warning me, my entire family, telling me I'm too good for her own child. I need to leave this girl alone. She will ruin my life. Me now, I'm young, I'm naive, I'm not listening to her own mother. I'm gonna stop again, make another point. Young people, if you find yourself in a relationship with someone, and their own parents are expressing to you certain characteristics and certain traits, right? Don't be so fast to shoot them down, in defense of your partner, riding for your partner's ego. Take some time to listen, because parents know that your partner way more than you know your partner. Moving forward. So, fast forwarding. She's, I get some confirmation that this girl is, cheating on me and stuff like that. Relationship is over, right? I don't want to be with you no more, girl. Like, it's cold hard facts. The proof is in the pudding, basically. We had the big falling out. She kept it, the typical lashback. She kept it real. Oh, you was only supposed to get me fly. I was using you for your money. I got this person, that person. Cool. Throwing them in my face, right? Bet. Listen, guys. I've been cheated on before. I felt that pain already. So at this point, I just charged it to the game, right? Time to move on. Weeks go by. I'm not talking to the girl. A couple weeks go by. We get a phone call. It's the mother telling my mom, oh, so-and-so just tripped out, She came home, had a fight with her brothers, attacked her brother with a knife, swallowed a bunch of pills, came attacking me with a knife, saying she was going to kill herself and kill people, like, flipping out. They took her to the G building. It was my family that was making phone calls, that showed up there, pulling plugs and stuff, saying good things about this girl to get out. She get out a few days later. Next phone call, she's pregnant. The mom is like, oh, how could you two be doing this stuff? You're so young and all this. And I'm like, miss, like, I didn't say this, but in my head, I'm like, miss, I met your daughter in the streets, man, and I tried to save her from the streets. I said it in a much proper way, and everything. And I was like, but listen, we're not in a good place, but I'll be there for my daughter, the baby, 100%, right? Listen, if you know me and my family, I'm blessed. I have both of my parents still in my life. Married over 43 years. I have substance in me, I come from a great Guyanese household. Top notch. So, morals to the core. Time is going by during the pregnancy. I'm out of high school at this point. She still has some, months to do. I'm playing this role. I'm playing this role. Buying maternity clothes, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. Looking out, right? Get another hardcore confirmation of some more scandalous things, right? That's cool. Now, this is a red flag, guys. Not only did the girl and we lost a bunch of money, by the way, because we were gonna have a baby shower. She wanted to do it a different way. Her and her friends went and had a baby shower without inviting me, letting us know or anything. So my mom and myself lost out hundreds of dollars on our deposit on this big haul we had. That's another red flag, right? Boom. Time is going. I'm playing the role. Savannah's born. Joy, when I tell you, a feeling I've never felt before. Savannah, I love you so much. I love you so much. Oh man, when I saw you, I've never felt a love like that. Like, you were just pure innocence. I can't even put it in words. If you're a parent, you know this feeling. Hit me in the comments. Help me find ways to express it. But you know the feeling I'm talking about when you see it, when you see that life, right? Boom. Savannah's here. We're not together, but we're playing that, that iffy line, right? Iffy line, because we still have to spend a lot of time with each other. You guys know how that goes. Before I get to the point where my daughter was born, right? A few weeks before that, this girl asked me for money. And I was like, no, go get money from one of these guys that you're sleeping around with. Because I said that, she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to make you lose your job. And showed up to my job. I was working at the hospital this time. Belly out here, showed up at the job, called my cell phone over 100 times, called the department phone 67 times. It's recorded. Mike, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Mike, you were there that day. Ruff, Ant, Hood, Liz, Tony, y'all were there that day. Anyways, Savannah's here now. Savannah's here. She's, exposing my child to all these different boyfriends, throwing them in my face, all these different men, right? And one day, she calls me like, oh, come watch Savannah for me. I have to do so-and-so. And I'm hyped because I don't get time with my child like that. So I fly over there, boom. She's in such a rush to go make her sneaky link. She leaves her, I guess she didn't shut the computer down. So I went to go reach for something. Mouse moved, screen lights up. It's MySpace. Right? Boom, a bunch of messages there now. Now I've already had confirmations, but this is divine revelation now. Pay attention, folks. This is divine revelation now. Because now I'm seeing the proof in the pudding. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing details and conversations and things like that, right? Yo, her body count was crazy. I thought, man, listen. Anyhow, scandalous Jezebels, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, please, 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 that's not the lifestyle to live, okay? But one of the messages, as much as it bothered me too, also, because I'll keep it real, it bothered me, right? To be seeing and going through all of that. But the only thing that stuck out, really, because she ain't my, at this point, I'm focused on Savannah. The message that stuck out to me with one particular dude was the fact that she's like, Oh, I still think about our family together. I miss the way you used to rub my stomach and all of it. Like, yeah, I saw that with my own eyes, right? She's telling some dude that she went to high school with. They're reminiscing about their, affairs and whatever. And in between the dialogue, there's, I still think about our family. I miss, you know what I mean? I miss talking about the life we could have together. I miss the way you used to rub my belly. A whole lot of, and other explicit, scandalous, thotty stuff. So I confront her about that, right? And she didn't like that. More drama, more drama. I'm not seeing my child. I'm not seeing my child, right? Time is going. I'm just like working, working hard, taking overtime because she's not working. She's just there using my child, stressing me out, asking me for money and all this stuff. When providing, I provide everything. I still have proof. I have an entire safe with receipts, money orders, you know, stubs, everything. Like I have it all, bank statements, all of that. You know what I mean? Pictures and everything. If you know me and you know how I used to go in for my daughter doing birthday parties, all of that, hit me in the comments, man. If I'm lying, I'm flying, guys. Now, as time is going by, right? Now, I have to go back to something that I mentioned earlier. Now, if this is a person with, mommy and daddy issues and stuff like that, right? Why would you be exposing a young child to all these different boyfriends, this rotating door of boyfriends, and then keeping her away from her dad? Okay, listen to this one. One day I go check my daughter. It's very tense now, It's very tense. I'm playing with my child. The grandmother's like, are you going to tell Marvin what happened? Long story short, some boyfriend she had beat up, kicked out the car, you know, and her brothers, them, and him and his crew, they all had like a big brawl in front of the house and all this craziness, right? Now, let me tell you guys how scandalous and bold and dangerous these women are. As much as she's dogging me out, right, disrespecting me, keeping my child from me, and all of this, she's telling me this story, right? And this girl had the nerve now to turn around and try to get me to go on Northern Avenue and fight the dude, right? To go at the T-Mobile and fight the guy in defense of her because she's baby mama. I'm going to stop here and make another point. Young men, please, 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 too many of you are losing your lives out here every day and throwing your lives away, making bad decisions, running out there in the streets, playing Superman for some Jezebel. You're throwing your lives away. Don't be so headstrong, okay? Because oftentimes they create toxic situations. Always know there's a big difference between feeling disrespected and actually being disrespected. And oftentimes when people are disrespected, they deserve it. Now, back to the story. So I'm listening to all of this, right? And I asked them, I'm like, yo, when all this is going on, where's Savannah? They're like, oh, she was in the doorway just watching. Nobody ain't hit her or nothing. I'm like, all right, cool, right? Now, this part is kind of ill, right? Because I'm still being positive, Marv, right? I say to her, I'm like, well, it's a good thing you've seen this guy's true colors. Because remind you, she's exposing my kid to this person or whatever. I'm like, it's a good thing you know this guy's true colors, before you had gotten really caught up or gotten pregnant or something by him. And this woman looks me in the face and tells me, oh, to be honest, I did get pregnant for him and I got an abortion and, you know, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, right? When she said that to me, time froze for a second and I had to process this. So, you have a child for me, right? You keep my child away from me. You get pregnant. I'm a deadbeat. I'm all this stuff. You keep my child away from me. You get pregnant with the next child. You kill that baby, right? Because that baby belonged to obviously somebody who had the potential to really be a deadbeat and somebody who was actually abusive, right? But I'm the good guy now, so you have you kill that kid, but you're keeping my kid now, just to like torture me with. All right, cool. I looked at her. I said, "Listen, girl, Savannah didn't get hit. That's not my battle to fight." She didn't like that. More drama. I ain't get to see my child. Time is going by. All these incidents is happening. My child is falling downstairs over there. All sorts of stuff, right? Now, we get to a point where my daughter's kindergarten graduation is coming up now, right? My daddy, can you buy me a dress? Of course, baby. Anything. I'll be there Saturday. Saturday came. Nobody answered my calls, nothing. Sunday, I get a phone call. We don't need anything. All right, cool. I show up to the graduation. Let me tell you, my daughter's smiling and taking pictures with her and her people, right? A new boyfriend at this point also, right? And everything. Time to take a picture with me. She's crying. I didn't want to make it hot and make her uncomfortable. Fall back, let them do their thing. Take them out, go to Manhattan. I'm cashing out. Toys R Us, big restaurants to eat, all this. I'm cashing out. On the way home now, we're on the train. And this is when I realized, guys, that things is real. Those words she said to me, I'm gonna make that my child grow up and hate you. This is when I really seen it in person, how bold she was. I told my daughter, oh, you're looking so beautiful. Thanks, Daddy. She's kissing me up, happy, playing with all her new stuff in the bag, looking at it. I can't wait to get home. I'm like, your grandma, your mommy did a nice job with your dress. She goes, oh, they didn't buy my dress. So-and-so bought my dress. This is the new boyfriend. So I'm smooth now, right? So I leaned up in her mom's ears. I'm like, yo, you stopped me from buying my child's dress so that you could have some other boy buy it and throw it in my face. This girl starts flipping out on the train. And if you know me, you know I don't do that public drama stuff. No way. I'm a classy man. I don't do that. I carry myself a certain way in the streets. If you know me, you know that. And she's yelling and cussing on the train, and she tells this little girl, this kindergarten girl, you see, it's true. It's true. Men don't want to do nothing for you until they see for their child, until they see another man doing it. And she tells this little girl, you don't have to respect him. He's nobody. She says the boyfriend named so-and-so has done more for you in 6 months than he's done for you in all these years. And she's going in, so embarrassing. Like, and this woman now, people on the train looking and shaking their head. I'm so embarrassed, guys. Oh my goodness. And she's and I'm keeping calm now. You know, I'm not gonna let my daughter see me acting a certain way. So I'm being calm. Oh, I can't. You need to get killed. You need to get robbed, and all this ignorant stuff she's telling me. Right. That's when I realized, all right, boom, the influence is heavy. I'm gonna now need to get more time with my child. So people convince me, family, co-workers. So I just had to, I don't like dealing with the system, guys, but I had to go apply for my visitations. Went, showed them all my proof. Listen, I do what I gotta do. I just need my visitation. For visitation, they said we need to acknowledge paternity, right? Boom, that's cool. They served her with the papers. From that day, she started telling her everybody, but mostly my daughter I'm concerned about. She's telling my child now, oh, he's denying that he's your dad and all this stupidness, right? She's influencing and poisoning her, tainting her mind against me, right? She's went so far as to even tell my child that I have a bunch of other kids. Like, it's so crazy. Now, they have to establish paternity. At this time, guys, I'm in the matrix. I just want time with my child. I don't want no drama with anyone, right? I said I was going to represent myself. Mom chose to represent herself. They assigned a lawyer to my daughter. Now, I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to go back now. So, because of, the whole rubbing the belly messages I seen between her and this one guy she was sleeping around with and all these extra things, I'm having thoughts now like, man, this paternity issue, like, this is tough. But at the same time, I'm just so in love with Savannah, you know what I mean? Like, I was there the entire pregnancy process, delivery room, the whole nine. This is my daughter in my mind, in my head. So I'm just in a crazy space, right? We get to a court date. Savannah lawyer stands up. Oh, Savannah's at an age where, if we do a DNA test and all this stuff, she already acknowledged you as her dad or whatever the case is, right? It would like psychologically mess her up if things came out differently. Something like that they hit me with. But I'm in the matrix, right? And I'm just so in love with my daughter. So I stand up. I'm like, listen, I'm not denying Savannah. I just want my visitation rights, my time with her. They grant me that. Boom. You guys know the classic move. He gets visitation. She calls for child support. I'm like, give it to her. I don't care. Let me tell you, this girl never followed that visitation schedule, not one time. Well, I'm lying. Maybe like I got my daughter for 2 weekends, right? But every time I would go, she'd be yelling, cussing, throwing stuff, like just going off. To the point where every time I went around her, I had to keep a recorder in my pocket. I had to screenshot all the messages. Like, I had to document everything just to protect myself from her, And we still have videos to this day of her throwing bottles, rocks, shoes, all sorts of stupidness, things that could have hit my Savannah and all. Now, I'm just going through it, making the most of whatever time I get. She's hitting me with all the classic things, text messages. Oh, you're sad because I'm not letting you see your child on Father's Day, and she getting to spend time with a real father and all this, all that ignorant stuff, right? I'm dealing with all that, still being positive, not poisoning Savannah's mind against anybody, just making the most of any time I get. When she come over, our environment is loving and nurturing. She had four little cousins, all girls in her age group, and my little sister over there is just a child growing up amongst a bunch of adults with reality shows on all day. Now, they robbed me of my time. I'm dealing with it. I'm I'm doing so much. I'm doing so much, stretching myself so thin. I'm paying my child support, not getting time with my child. Paying child support, not getting time with my child. Right? Now, I'm just gonna skip because it's repetitive, right? Time is just going by, so I'm just working on me. I'm working on me. Boom. I go through something, I lost my eye. That's a testimony I'll give next, right? God is so great. Now, I just lost my eye, right? I'm going through that pain, you know what I mean? Because that was a tough situation too, y'all, right? So I'm fighting that depression. So in my head now, I'm like, all right, I got my daughter, you know? I'm holding on to that. I'm holding on to that. My daughter comes over one day. We had a great, you know, she's acting a little funny style, but it is what it is, you know. I know what time it is, right? I'm making the most of it. Time for her to leave. Like, and I watched the transition. My daughter used to come, like, I watched her go from loving coming over to my house. I mean, telling her mom, asking for food, right? Because her mom always used to be like, don't bring my daughter a minute home late and all this crazy stuff, right? My daughter used to ask for extra food just so she could say, Mom, I'm eating. I'll be there and can I stay for another hour? You know, I watched her go from that to completely shutting us off. But anyhow, when we're leaving this day, she's telling me how, you know, expressing some beef about with her and the grandma, you know, and how they, you know, toxic stuff, right? And I'm like, Savannah, listen, I know how you feel, man. Trust me. I know. I could imagine what's going on in that household. However, you can't be disrespecting her. You know what I mean? And I guess she wasn't feeling that. So she's 12 years old at this point, right? She's 12 years old at this point. So let me tell you, this girl looks at me and was like, "Excuse me," and reaches in her pocket for her cell phone, right? Like she about to start texting. So I'm like, Savannah, put that phone away. I'm speaking to you. She goes, last time I checked, you don't pay my phone bill. I'm like, wow. Here's the rudeness. So we're walking and talking, and she's going in, and I'm talking to her. I'm never yelled at my daughter, never hit her, anything like that, right? Mind you, I'm parenting on eggshells basically because I don't be getting time, so I need to make the most of all the time, right? And now, she's getting so out of hand. She's just doing the most, talking reckless, to the point where people on the street are telling her, like, yo, you don't need to speak to your father like that. You need to relax and be respectful. And she's like, you need to mind your business. Straight up. I was like, you know, I'm disappointed in you. This isn't cool, you know. You shouldn't be behaving like this. A lot of kids, you're in school and you're going to come across kids that don't have their parents in their lives, their fathers in their lives, right? You need to be happy you have one. She was looked at me and straight up, guys, she's like, I don't need you to be my dad. I have another dad, a real dad, that does the right things and takes care of me. And let me tell you, normally every time I look at my daughter, I see me, you know. That day, all I saw was her mother. Like, it was crazy. So she gets home, you know, all hyped up and dramatic. I go home. A couple weeks pass, right? They're not answering my phone calls, nothing. Some bozo now sees me coming from work, comes serves me papers. This girl wants full custody of my child. We go to court. Went to court that day. They suspended my visitation while they did their investigation or whatever, right? Process going, time is going, time is going. Now, mind you guys, I'm going through it. I'm depressed at this point, right? Like, I just lost my eye. I lost my eye. I lost my, I was out of work. I lost everything except my life. My I lost it all. Self-esteem, all, like, I was in a tough place. And this woman is trying to take my child away from me. Like, I was going through it. Like, I knew she'd inherit some of her mother's ways, but those words from her, I never thought I'd ever hear them. So I was, talk about Heartbreak Hotel. I was in a penthouse suite. Now, I get a letter lifting, right? The suspension on my visitation. So now, I'm extra hyped to reach out. By the time I reach out, ghost. Nowhere to be found. At this point now, right? I'm just like, what now? I'm tired of the back and forth court thing. I'm like, do I give up? Like, my daughter's 12 years old at this point. I've been fighting for 12 years just to be in her life, just to be a father to her. Right? So, I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do. I fall into another depression. I just let it go. Some time passed. I tried reaching out, right? I get a text message response. Oh, from my daughter, we moved. I thought you knew. And I'm like, no, I didn't know, I was like, I didn't know. But I really want to see you. I miss you, and she texts me back, well, out next week, I'm not coming with you, but next week I'll be at my grandma's house, so if you want to stop by, go ahead. I was like, ouch, all right. But I was going to take that. We came, called, no answer, no nothing. So now, more and more time is passing. More and more time is passing. I'm not getting any replies, responses, nothing. I just say, you know what? Let me fall back. Time is the master. Time is the master. Still not hearing from my daughter. She's not even, reaching out, and it's killing me. Right? But at this point, my thoughts now is playing with my head. So I just been stuck in limbo, COVID came through, tried reaching out, still nothing, right? And let me tell you guys something. It messed me up so much in my head, right? Because I'm not denying my daughter anything. I love you, Savannah. I love you. I can't wait for us to reunite. But when I sit down and I think about it, right? I said to myself, am I even fighting this fight that I've been fighting for 12 years to be in this child's life? Can I say that this is so hard for me to say. Savannah, if you hear this video, my love, baby, beautiful, savvy, I'm not denying you or anything like that. You understand? But all those red flags that I pointed out throughout this story, and the fact that a woman could just cold-heartedly you know, block a man out of his daughter's life who wants to be in his child's life. Like, it's just beyond me. Someone who has never been mistreated or anything like it's just beyond me. And because of all of those factors, I'm just left here to wonder, am I fighting this fight for my child? Can I say that this is my child without a shadow of a doubt? Because I never got a DNA test. you know? So I've been left in limbo with these thoughts on my head, guys. If you're listening to this video, you know a good family lawyer who can, explain to me in detail, you know what I'm saying, what went down, help me out. We're going about getting a paternity test, and stuff like that. Send the links. This is tough, So my advice to young men out there, all men out there, listen to me. Any woman says she's pregnant and she's having a child for you, get a paternity test from Jump Street, no matter what the situation is, okay? Because you need to know without a shadow of a doubt the child that you are about, the child that you are loving and about to invest the rest of your life in is your child. Savannah, when I look at you, I believe that you're my child. I love you. I love you wherever you are. Just know that I love you. If this video comes across your eyes, don't feel hurt. I'm not mad at you or anything. I just want to be a father to you, and I have to share this story. While you were a child, I never wanted to poison your mind by letting you know some harsh realities and harsh truths about circumstances. But you're going to be 15. You're going to be 15 in a few days. I'm sure you're out in the world already. So you can hear your father's truth. I have to get this off my chest because this baggage has been killing me. And I'm tired of lying to the people that I've been trying to motivate and inspire. I want to be completely transparent for you guys. So like and share this message. Like and share this message. If you're a guy and your baby mom has been keeping your child away from you, comment, share this video. If you're a female who's been keeping and alienating a child against a father, a good father, because you can't separate a relationship from a child, share this video. Watch this video a few times. Look at my pain. Look at what it does. Look at the end result of what it does. This has affected me in so many aspects of my life. I work with children. Children love me. My students say, oh my gosh, your daughter must be the luckiest girl in the world to have you as a dad. I wish you were my dad. All these things. It's heartbreaking every day. Even in my dating life, it's affected me, People that I know, I've tried dating a woman with kids. Kids love me. But it's always that feeling of, dang, I'm getting all this love from other people's kids, and my own daughter don't even mess with me. That's not cool. Ladies, don't do that to anybody. Deal with your hurt, process your pain, but leave those children out of that process. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to the fathers that want to be there. Like I said, this is a tough video for me to make, but I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I got it off my chest. So when you guys see me in the streets now, when you see me with my head high, right? And I'm smiling and I'm showing love and I'm inspiring people, right? Just know that that's pure strength. That's all from the heart. My life ain't peaches and cream. I'm hurt. I'm going through it. But I'm still not using my pain to make reckless decisions. You understand? A lot of you are menaces to your own societies, and your only excuse is, man, you don't know what I'm going through. I'm stressed out. Well, hopefully my story shows you that you're not the only one stressed out. You're not the only one hurt. You're not the only one going through pain and heartache. But the key to all of this is to grow through what you go through and not look like what you're going through. Better days are coming. Savannah, I love you. I love you. Please like and share this message, guys. Like and share this message. Let my pain be an eye-opener. Let my story spread some awareness about scandalous, gold-digging Jezebels that call themselves mothers. Listen, like I said, I'm not trying to tear anybody down with this message. I just have to speak my truth and get this off my chest so that when I see you guys, I don't have to lie anymore. I've been living life without my daughter and trying to figure out a way. Thanks for listening. I love you all. Take care of each other. Appreciate each other. If you're a parent, love your child. Appreciate every moment you have with your child. To all those men out there who are deadbeat fathers, right? I don't like that term. I take it back. For all those men out there who are absent fathers, please, please reconsider your actions and your lifestyle. Spend that time with that child. Because you got fathers like me that's grieving, that's been fighting, and that's been getting the short end of the stick all the time. Wishing they could have a moment with their child. So don't shame your legacy like that. Children are the future. Your bloodlines are important. Protect them. Peace and love, y'all.